this is me, Jeff, and to my 400 subscribers who, some crazy collectibles I have here. And no, I'm not a Nazi, folks. These are World War I and World War II. World War I had the Kaiser, not the Nazis, okay? I even got stuff from Britain, like an original medals ribbon from World War I. And other ones from Afghanistan, which is pretty crazy. Just weird stuff. Yeah. How about the Iraq commemorative medal that we never got? They said eventually we're going to get it, but I don't know about that one. How about some 70-year-old or 80-year-old cigarettes? Yeah. How about some pottery from 3,000 years ago? I got this at Caesarea. Anyway, we're going to talk about Hamas and Israel, and also what's going on in the Ukraine and Russia. So I've posted a number of things, including to other people's videos, about what's going on and in the news. And I keep getting a lot of guys that are saying, you know what, shut the hell up. Your opinion doesn't count. You're a rad publican. You're a Trump pard. So, you know, these are like liberal kind of people that's attacking me for no reason. You know, you don't have to be a Republican or a Democrat or a Green Beret or a Navy SEAL or whatever to understand what's happening here. The things that's going on in Israel, and I've been to Israel 7 different times. I even went to Palestine twice. I was on the West Bank twice, and I was also on the Golan Heights back in 2005 and 2006. Nice people. Even the couple of Palestinians I knew, nice people, no problem. But when I was in Israel, they had a bombing there. And they also, in Jordan, their neighbors fired rockets into where Eilat, the city of Eilat, right there on the Egyptian border with Israel and Egypt. And they had a hotel bombing down there. So when you get Hamas, and Hamas was operating also in Egypt when I was stationed there in 2005, and Hamas operating inside of Israel, Palestine. So, you know, they've been taking shots at each other since forever. So when they decided they're going to do their own version of 9/11, they went in, they attacked, it killed 1,200 people or more. Not only Israelis, but they probably killed tourists and other people of all religion. There was Catholics that was killed, Christians, Muslim, and Jewish. So naturally, Israel is going to kick in the balls, and they're going to come back and they're going to invade. They're going to start doing some shit. So the whole world was up in arms with all this. Oh my God, they bombed a hospital, the poor civilians. What about the poor Israeli civilians that was murdered? People getting their heads cut off. I mean, come on, right? Where is the media outrage? You know, and believe it or not, a lot of Americans do not support Israel at all. President Obama did not like Israel, and Israel did not like Obama. So naturally, they're going to go in and they're going to start fighting. So now, after about a month, they have this ceasefire to exchange. I don't know why they're going to exchange. You're just going to exchange a bunch of terrorists for a bunch of hostages. Give Hamas enough time to dig in some more, get some supplies over there, get some foreign fighters from Iran or Chechnya or whatever to go up there to fight against the Israelis. And then they're going to start up again. Maybe I'm going to be wrong. The deadline I think is today or tomorrow. and they're going to start shooting again. So I don't know what's wrong with the world, why they got their heads screwed on backwards about wanting to destroy Israel. I mean, come on, give it a break. You know, what's the reason? There's a guy I once knew. I'm not going to mention your name, Nick. Suddenly he hates Jewish people for no reason. He hates blacks, he hates Mexicans, even though he's a Mexican himself, and now suddenly he hates Jews. Where does this come from? I don't get it. But anyway, I think after the ceasefire, one of two things will happen as we go on with this video. One or two things will happen. The ceasefire will continue, and maybe through some whatever, they're going to pull back, and then Palestine will rebuild back to whatever it was prior to that. And when I was there, the place looked pretty shabby. Then the Israelis are going to pull back, and then Hamas is still going to be in charge. They're going to build up again. And then in another year or two, they're going to start firing rockets back into Israel, and they're going to do the entire vicious circle all over again. And we all know where that's going to go. We're going to get all the world leaders either for or against Israel, blah, blah, blah. And then that means more rockets, more missiles, more people get killed. Or Israel is going to say, your ceasefire is over with and we're rolling. We're going to continue to roll and kick them out of the government in Palestine. You're going to have to get rid of them, period. And yes, if any of those guys are watching this video, this is my opinion as an American, as somebody who not only loves Israel, you know, but I also like the Palestinians too. I've met several Palestinians who were good people. They were friendly to me when I was there. But I'm afraid you guys are just going to have to get your asses kicked. And as for Iran, dude, throwing missiles at American troops in Iraq and Syria. Hey, Biden, what are you going to do about it? Over 50 Americans were wounded. That's 50 Purple Hearts, 50 more trips to the VA, and TBI, traumatic brain injury. Hey, Biden, why aren't you doing something about it? Airstrike a dock or an airport or hit a power plant. Retaliate back into Iran. And they're backing up Hamas. Russia friggin' hates us. So now they're like, yeah, you know what? We'll just cruise with Iran. Cool. North Korea, what do you think? And China, oh, great idea, bro. Does that make sense? So, and the thing with the Russian-Ukrainian thing, okay, whatever. A couple of guys I know who are Russian patriots, they're all for Russia. We got one guy, this is including you, and you know who you are, who is happy that Putin decided to ban gays. Banned gays. So yeah, man, I'm going to be on your side if you ban gays, dude. That's cool. Why would being gay bothers you? If you're not a homosexual, why would it bother you, dude? The Iranians, they like to throw gay people off the top of buildings. Same thing that happened in Syria. Same thing what ISIS did. They did the same thing. Same thing in Iraq. You get hung. They hang you for being homosexual. Well, if you're so anti-homosexual, which I don't understand why. Personally, I don't give a damn. It's not my life. I'm not jumping into bed with homosexuals, as far as I know, right? Live your life. And if you don't like it, move to one of those countries that don't like homosexuals, you friggin' weirdo. Jesus. Anyway, so they decide they're going to invade because they're making up all sorts of excuses. I've heard everything from them trying to join NATO, them being neo-Nazis, which is, Ukraine has been known to fight in World War II with the Nazis and also with the Russians. They had a regiment of Ukrainians that served in the Waffen-SS. They served in the Waffen-SS. They're just not Waffen-SS. Okay? And now, one of their biggest sports teams, hockey teams, they have the Ukrainian shoulder patch that was in the Waffen-SS as their sports flag. Okay? So what? Almost every country has neo-Nazis in it, no matter what. So Russia's like, well, we're going to invade because you're a bunch of neo-Nazis and gay people. What? Russia had 1.5 million Russians serving in the Waffen-SS and the Wehrmacht in World War II to help kill the Jews, the Gypsies, Belarusians. Okay, and you support these assholes? Okay, dude, you fucking rock. So now everybody's supporting them. Well, not everybody, but people are now supporting the Ukrainians, right? We gave them tanks. Hey, guys, you're fighting in the fucking woods. When you get out in the marshes, the tanks don't do shit. The entire areas around where they're fighting the Russians, that's all infantry going through in and out of those woods. That's all infantry, ambushes, reconnaissance, scouts, snipers, and you're going to roll armor through there? Okay, well, that didn't make any sense, but okay. I mean, I can understand having the goddamn tanks, but unless you're like out in a big field shooting at each other. Okay, cool. So they got drones, artillery, all this other stuff. And the war is now over a year old. And there's obviously no relief in sight. Putin has decided to start conscripting everybody from the ages of 15 to 60. What kind of professional army is that? The paper tiger is what I call it. So anyway, I know for a fact that it's just going to drag on. And that's just going to grind to a halt to see who's left, and it's going to be a war of attrition. It's going to be static defense, and nobody's going anywhere. So that's basically what's going on. And those are my opinions, my humble opinions as an American, as a retired military guy, is Russia, with the backing of China, North Korea, and Iran, is just going to grind. The Ukrainians, with the support of a lot of other countries, it's just going to grind, and it'll just grind on and on and on. The thing with Hamas, Israel, ceasefire, maybe a permanent ceasefire, one scenario, both sides will dig in, or Israel would withdraw, allows them to keep their government, or ceasefire is over, Israel is going to continue to fight. So anyway, those are my opinions to my 400 now subscribers. 400, wow. Okay, so I'm a small little thing. Anyway, this is Jeff giving my opinion about what's going on. And everybody can give a big hooah. Hooah?